I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. So welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects, no theme music, horrible sound, horrible lighting. I just need you to like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. It's just me reading books, talking about books here. And if you could hit the subscribe button, and if you do that, could you stay subscribed for a while? I've lost quite a few subscribers this week, and I could use a few more. However, every time I get 5 subscribers, 6 or 7 or 8 of you unsub. So if you could hang around a little bit, that'd be most appreciative. And to those of you who've already subscribed, most appreciative. So anyways, I do not know. We are doing James Patterson, the 18th Abduction. And it's, why did I see? I don't know. So I like spoilers. I'm a spoiler person. I like to know spoilers, especially with several of my TV shows. I'm a big Survivor, Big Brother. If you don't know about Big Brother, it's a reality show that you can be on the fly in the wall and listen to conversations, listen to private conversations, get the inside scoop on the story, on who's going to go home that week, who's going to be HOH, who's going to win veto. And there's Big Brother Canada, Big Brother UK, Big Brother Australia, Big Brother South America, there's Big Brother US, and there's Survivor. But we digress here. So today we are talking about the 18th Abduction. And it was a very, very, very quick read. 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours. And it's one of the few books that very, very little appearance from the girls. Now let me back this up and say that Lindsay is a sergeant detective with the San Francisco Police Department, and Conklin is her co-worker, and Brady her boss, and Jacoby's the big boss, and Cindy is a newspaper reporter, Claire is the medical examiner, and Yuki is the attorney. It's going off. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, only 3 bings. That's good. So, we don't see much of Cindy and Yuki. Very, 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 very little of Yuki. And we don't have too much of a court case until the end. So usually we have some court cases going on. And usually we have 2 different plot lines going on that may end up being connected or may not be connected, or 2 separate storylines or 2 separate plot lines going on. This is basically, we start off with 2 singular plot lines. And it's only because, and this is a rare, it was not total Sherlock Shavik partnership here. I think things would have been a little faster, a little clearer if we had gone Sherlock and Savick here with husband and wife sharing more, or the department sharing more. Things might have gone a little faster. Maybe somebody would not have died. I do not know, but I'm pretty sure it was all plot related. And Patterson had his reasons. But this is the first time that Lindsay and Joe are technically working the same case, but they don't know it for a while, and then they start putting the pieces together, and it isn't until the end that they pull their departments together. Oh shit, I gotta sneeze, hold on a second. So it isn't they start sharing stuff, and Lindsay needs to tell the police department some of this stuff. They need to share this with both their departments, and they don't. And that might cause some people to be murdered, because once they share their information and they get together, things move a lot faster. But up until this point, it's a slow walk in the park with too many people, too many fatalities in my book. But we start the case, we start the book, and it's a huge spoiler. Although sometimes, if you're the kind of person that likes to know the ending first and then likes to sit back and read the book and figure out or follow the path to the ending, like, you know who won the ball game, or you know who won the basketball game, but you haven't seen it yet, so you watch the game to see how it happened. Just like you know who won HOH, but you need to watch the episode to see how it was played and how that person won, or how that person played veto, and all the stuff that went on in between. You want to see how it ends. You hear about something on you get spoilers on soap operas all the time, but you want to see, you actually go back and watch the soap to see how it happened, how this happened, what the character did to have it happen. And so we have supposedly two different, but they're not two different, they're the same case. And it's, while we the reader know it, the two characters don't get it for a while, and it's kind of a little frustrating there on the side. But we have Joe and Lindsay start the book with this lady Anna over in Amsterdam going to a war crimes trial. And it turns out to be war crimes, human trafficking, murder, rape, torture, mass killings, whole 9 yards. It's a huge multi-layered thing. But then, see, Joe, this woman sees this person who's supposedly dead, a criminal from Bosnia, and she goes to the FBI, and she runs into Joe, and she tells Joe her story, and Joe starts checking it out and starts to believe her. At the same time, Lindsay is looking for 3 school teachers who have disappeared. And it stays a disappearance case for a couple of chapters, and then the ladies start turning up murdered and tortured and raped and totally abused, etc. And some other people get involved. They start questioning other people. They follow up leads, and to the other victims, it's a little too slow. They need to move a little faster, but we all know in the real world things move even slower than they do in the books. So it gets a little frustrating that these poor girls are tortured and abused and raped and stuff, and Lindsay and Conklin don't get there for a couple of them in time. It is until the ending. But so you do know that the one girl survives because of the first chapter, but you don't know about the other 3. And actually, there turns out to be about 5 murders. One lady decides she cannot live without a boyfriend and runs into street traffic and gets herself killed. So it is, and this is one of the things that I've mentioned before, that at least with Patterson, each character has their own chapter. Even if it's a paragraph, that's a single chapter, that single page, the character gets their own chapter. It's not, some of the other books I've been reading this week, multiple characters, POVs in the same chapter. And it was just, what was that book the other day? Oh, I can't remember. The Edward Martin book. There were so many different points of view in the single chapter. There was just too many. like every other paragraph was a different character getting their own POV. I prefer it when Patterson breaks it up and each character gets their own point of view. So it's good that way. It was a really good, easy, quick read. I'm familiar with the characters, so I know who to pay attention to. I know who was important. There weren't too many external characters. Like I said, we didn't see Yuki much. Claire helped out a little bit with autopsies. We see Charlie Clapper, the CSI guy, quite a few times. But Yuki's very small role. Jacoby, very small role. And another thing about this is that this is a flashback book. It takes place 5 years prior to the beginning is 5 years later. So I'm not sure how they're going to work that out in the next book. Timeline wise, because there was a little bit of a cliffhanger in the in book 17. So it's not divulged what happens in book 18 with the characters, because this is told in flashback status. So we will have to wait until we read 19 to figure that out. So if you could please hit the like and subscribe, and let me know if I'm doing a good job or not. And if you want to find out what happens to those school teachers and how they were a little bit involved in human trafficking and beaten, raped, tortured, murdered, and who the extraneous characters were, and how it all gets solved by Lindsay and Joe and her gang, check it out. Patterson 18, and please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.